This is a rather different kind of introduction today. The reason I'm standing right here is because in the room we have who I believe definitely is one of Bergen's and of course Norway's top tier elites, lyricists, artist, creative, fashionista, actor. The man does everything, and he's pretty good at what he does too. In the room tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have someone who was formerly known as Black O, but now it goes by the name of Omar Noir. And tonight we're going to find out why artists make these transitions or this switch in names over time. I believe there's a story behind it for sure. And today we're going to ask the right questions, hopefully, and hopefully we get the answers to our questions. But without further ado, please give it up for Omar Noir. What's up, bro? I'm good.
Almost forgot, I couldn't. Good evening, people. My name is Omar, and I'm here to talk with you guys and have a good time. But first, we're gonna go through one or two of my songs. So just vibe out. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Ingenting. Hvorfor jeg har diamant på min lille fan, yeah. Oh, you say you about that action, huh? If the police asking, we don't know what happened, huh? Like, hva som skjer? Jeg kommer der, jeg vet ikke. Bare la meg være, riding around with my 4Gs. We do not talk to the police. Kan du få what man er nok bil? Så fikk jeg en buganga knocky. Or end up on both knees, sucking long D on the damn streets. Fuck boys can't stand me, cause I'm way up like palm trees. Got that dank boy, you know we bout to roll it up like all my homies stunting when we in the club like she got a big booty, told her bust it open. Out in Norway, just ballin' like Ginobili. I ain't 2 Chain, but I in your bitch face, and that's true say. Feeling like Bobby Boucher, ain't giving a fuck what you say. The underdog, but I'm way better than you claim. These balls that I kick like Luke Kane got you running faster than yelling out Fee Camel. Fuck 112 if they coming. No Crips, no Bloods, no guns in here. Swear down, they don't wanna front in here. Bergen City got lit this year. Shook the chitty till this is scale. Leo hit me like remix, yeah. Had to get it like ingen I klikken vi snakker. De der slanger som baker. Flowen varmere enn satan. Jeg har en bitch, hun vakker. Denger hun hardt så det natta. Sjenger hun slenger og pakker som bittesmå lapper. Jeg tror ikke de fatter at byen Bergen og jeg. De hadde ikke trodd sine ører, så jeg måtte få det på kamera. Ord til min kamera, de der søt som bananer og ananas. Måten de sitter på ballene, jeg så skandinav. Yeah. Det fortsatt black og ble du tatt på sengen. Jeg kunne gjort det, men det alt for enkelt. Det ikke noen her som matcher meg på engen. Kanskje fucking med meg stikker under ned. Gå inn på alle som en BCG. Unge Malcolm har blitt født på nytt. De kan ikke gjøre en dritt for å kulle ned. Oh my god, det her alt for seriøst. Har ikke hørt det her siden aldri før. Drapp og bomber, du Hiroshima. Jeg USA i 1945. Om snuten spør, si ingenting. Hæ? Ingenting. Om hvorfor jeg har diamant på min lille fing, krystaller opp på dingelen min. Om snuten spør, si ingenting. Om hvorfor jeg har diamant på min lille fing, krystaller opp på dingelen min. Er det noe liv her litt huset? Oh yeah. Stor kjære til min felles bergenske showmy Kamelen, som dere hørte der. En liten remix som gutta lot meg, eller ba meg om å gjøre på engelsk for et par år siden. Og så kjørte vi på. And then, this what happened. Så håper dere liker det. Skal vi gå på sang nummer 2? All right. looking for redemption. Yeah. All right. Who you know, Master Mike up like this? Dark-skinned guy blew up from not quick them now want me in, cause man do not fit in, won't comprehend, cause I'm from the ends. Top 10 here, I'm not on the list. The one pop hits them now, go resist. Laser focused, I do not miss, man, I step back, shoot like Kobe. Who you know, Master Pum Pum like this? My gal said she's into chocolate. I had to admit the thing is so sweet. When she came to eat, she bit on the tip. Oops, damn, that's inappropriate. At least they didn't say you trifling hoe. Anyway, Tokyo James on, all from my chase stone. You know I'm handsome. Huh.
Girl, you know the things that you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Got me feeling right. Got me feeling right. Anytime you ask if I'm good, I sustain in life. I sustain in life. Ever since I chose to settle down, I've been feeling right. You got me feeling right. Guess it's time to get redemption. As long as I'm staying alive. Staying alive.
Pump up the dance hall.
That's lit.
Pump up the dance hall.
That's lit.
Pull up the damn song. Pull up the damn song. Pull up the damn song.
That's lit.
Pump up the dance hall.
That's lit.
Pump up the dance hall.
That's lit.
Pull up. Pull up.
Damn song. Pull up the damn song.
Wagwan babe, get knocked up to this, and a couple bad mans get locked up to this. It ain't really no sounds that match up to this. Anywhere you go around, you can't catch up this. Skills in the style in a one package. None of you guys could have rapped on this. Me and your gal helicopter in, bang so hard had to call a doctor in. I know that's crazy. Did it on vacate, put it on film like Mars Scorsese. Looking all bad and feeling amazing. Trust me, dog, when things get cagey. You cannot play me, man, I done felt what minimum wage is. Money don't faze me, how you don't rate me, man, I got balls like GRM.
Girl, you know the things that you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Got me feeling right, got me feeling right. Anytime you ask if I'm good, I sustain in life, I sustain in life. Ever since I chose to settle down, I've been feeling right. You got me feeling right. Guess it's time to get redemption. As long as I'm staying alive, staying alive.
Pump up the dance hall.
That's lit.
Pump up the dance hall.
That's lit.
Pull up the damn song. Pull up the damn song. Pull up the damn song.
That's lit.
Pump up the dance hall.
That's lit.
Pump up the dance hall.
That's lit.
Pull up.
Damn song.
Pull up.
Damn song.
Pull up the damn song.
That's lit.
You got me feeling right. Got me feeling right. Guess it's time to give redemption. Long as I'm staying alive, staying alive. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Tusen takk for meg. Jeg håper vi har en nydelig prat etterpå. Let's fucking go.
Baby girl, I want you for your love. Come in. Anytime I came round, you was together.
All right. Yo, give it up one more time for Black Omar Noir. You see what I mean, man? You see what I mean? It's crazy.
You've known me for a while.
I've known you for a while. That's the thing. It's it's hard to make that switch sometimes. So let's do this again. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this episode of MoftMinds, a very special episode, in my opinion, actually, because we have someone in the room who I actually have been following for a bit, and I make it my business to follow such people because, like I said, when hard work meets talent, it's just an insane combination, and the result is just often fantastic. And just greatness on every single level of the word, pound for pound, bar for bar. And I stand by that for sure, 100%. Anyone who knows me, I never say what I don't mean. And if I say it, I mean, you know.
You're straight to the point.
Straight to the point, mate. Yo, how's it going, Ryan? How's it going?
All good, all good. I've been, I don't know how close I need to be, but.
Yeah, we could turn up the microphone a little bit on you, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You're good.
All right. No, I'm really good. Been down and out in Corona times, but what can I say?
So you had a crazy 2020 experience,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was like planning to do a lot of stuff, like everyone else. So, yeah.
You know, they say plans have a way of going awry.
Yeah.
You know, it blindsides you
Most
without anyone.
definitely.
You know, you have all these things. You're like, yeah, 2020, we're gonna do this, and
Yeah.
at least
100%.
we're alive, though.
Yeah.
We're alive.
Always.
Bro, it's just good to have you here because, you know, I don't think it's often we get to meet people like you. I don't think it's often people like you actually get to do
No,
stuff like
I've never
this.
been on a setup like this before with human beings around and this vibes, you know. So it's good.
No, we're happy to have you here. You know, the title of this event was called A Pocket Full of Hope. And I think there's a reason it's called that because the music industry in Norway, I don't know, I have a little bit of a problem with it, you know, a personal problem with it. It doesn't have to be the same problem as you or anybody else who's watching. But sometimes I feel like there's certain things we've got to talk about. But we're going to get to that in a little bit, which we will definitely. But let's start, though. Where you from? Real question, because last time we had this question, it was a big argument. I'm not gonna have that argument today.
No.
Okay.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't
Tell us
mind
about
you
your
asking.
Tell me about your background. I think it's better that way.
Well, I'm born in Stavanger, actually.
Shit. Okay.
A lot of people from Bergen don't know that because I came here when I was like 12, and then I switched dialects back then even.
Yeah.
So I came from Stavanger and then moved to Bergen. My parents went to Africa because my father was up in age and he had lived here for a while and he was like pensioned. So he wanted to move back home because he was kind of sick and stuff. So that's when my parents moved back to Africa, and then I
How old were you
stayed.
then?
I was 12.
Oh, the same. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
So I moved to my auntie's place in Loddefjord.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I started doing music and everything, and yeah. So we're from Gambia and Senegal, though. My parents.
Yeah. Who's from Gambia?
My father came from
Okay.
Gambia in 1971.
Jesus Christ.
50 years ago this year. So.
That's like first generation type. Move.
Yeah.
50 years ago.
50 years ago, bro.
Holy
So
shit.
That's a long time.
That is that's a long time. But up until like you were 12 years old, what was the household like? What was the vibes at home?
So always a lot of different type of music. I
Right.
remember like all from Whitney Houston to like Tina Turner. My mom was playing all that stuff, and my father was playing more like African music.
Yusu in Dior here there somewhere?
If
Yusu in Dior.
yeah, Yusundur,
Of course.
he was ruining the name, bro.
Okay, my bad.
Yusundur,
Yusundur, my bad. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yusundur
man.
and like Baba Mal. Baba Mal did the
shit.
thing in Black
Yeah,
Panther,
yeah.
the opening scene.
Yeah.
So he's the one singing there. So that's like the type of music that I've been listening to since I was
From the get-go.
from the get
man.
go, yeah. On like
Jesus
family
Christ.
trips, everything in the back in the car, falling asleep to it and everything. So that's a huge inspiration. And
That explains a lot.
yeah, and some Michael Jackson.
Of
Michael
course, I see you with the
Jackson.
dance moves every now
Yeah.
and then. Bust me open.
I kind of lost it now though after Corona, so
Okay.
might have it back maybe.
Hopefully.
We see.
So then again, you grew up in a household. There's a lot going on. Obviously, culture. You know,
Yeah.
Senegalese, Gambian. The food is different. I'm assuming you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
made some really good,
Some fire jollof.
some fire jollof rice. Even though Nigerians make it better. No.
Never that.
All right, that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
good. You know, you grew up with all these vibes in the household. Do you have any relatives around you?
Yeah, I had like my auntie that I moved in.
No, before you moved.
Oh, before there, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was me, my father, my mother, and then I
Okay.
had like 4 half siblings that lived in Stavanger and Finland and other places, but we're all like the same father, though.
Okay. All right.
And they have the same mother, but me, I have my own mother. So
All good. It's all love.
yes, I'm like the
anyways.
last child.
You're the spoiled one. Yeah?
Golden child.
Okay, got you. No, but it's interesting to ask these questions because I'm just trying to piece the puzzles into where you are today and the style of music you're making. You know, you never know where you're going, but you know where you've been, type thing.
Yeah.
You know, and all of a sudden, so you decided to stay in Norway and not move back
Yeah.
with your parents. What was that?
I don't even know why, but I didn't feel comfortable moving to Gambia because
Okay.
Norway is like where I'm born, raised, all my friends, everything I know is here. So I had been to Gambia a lot, but it wasn't like a place that I would move to at that point of time. But like when I went to like 9th grade, I was like, whoa, can can I come with you guys now? Because then I was like 14, 15. And I was more like open to staying over there or being there for a year or something like that. So I regret I never did that.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, because I think I would learn a lot about my African roots and who am I and all those things that I learned afterwards, but I could have had it earlier, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So, and those things are really important for like an immigrant person that's living in a space where you're the minority, to know who you are, where you're from, and just to have like the confidence to not be broken down by things that you're going to endure, because you're going to endure several things no matter what.
That nobody tells you about, really, though.
Yeah.
It just like all of a sudden pops out from nowhere.
Yeah,
You're like, shit, what is this?
Yeah, exactly. So no matter what you endure, you will be standing stronger or firmer on who you are and not lose yourself in that if you know where you're from and what you're about. Was
there ever a time where you were like, you know what, like where you had to endure something you didn't really need to endure, and all of a sudden you were like, you know what, fuck this, I'm going back?
No. It wasn't like a specific thing. It was just like
little microaggressions here and there.
Yeah. Had a couple of red cards on the field, you know.
No, but I feel you though. So now you're living with your aunts, right? You're in Bergen at the time, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're writing poetry.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It started after my father passed, because he passed like 3 years later after they moved down. Because he wanted to move down because he was feeling kind of ill. He pensioned and
sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. But that's like 2006. So
yeah, but it sits with you.
It's sad. But you know, that's life. I was lucky enough to have him around for the amount of time that I did. Other people might not have parents at all. So,
but that's a beautiful thing to say, because you didn't let it like weigh you down at all. If anything, it made you stronger, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It's always sad, but what can you do about it?
Right.
So you need to find like the good angles about it. What was good about our relationship? What can I take from what we even had and take that with me moving forward. So
why hip hop?
Why hip hop? Hip hop is like the essence of expression, I think, because you can just say a lot. You know, that's why rap is rap, because you can like really, really dig deep and say a lot of things in a short amount of time. So maybe that's why. That's why I chose that, and also because that was my favorite genre.
I mean, you could have, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you could have chosen any other genre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I used to listen to like punk, Linkin Park,
right, Linkin,
all this, but a lot of stuff when I was in Stavanger before I moved to Bergen, actually, because a lot of my friends was listening to that, and I got introduced to it, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is nice. But then I got more and more introduced to hip hop again. First hip hop I was listening to was like Nas, Obi Trice.
Obi Trice.
Yeah, Obi Trice was crazy.
My God, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I know you like Obi Trice.
Oh, man.
Because you like a lyrics type of guy. So.
When I heard Obi Trice the first time, I was like, this guy, no offense to D12.
Yeah.
Because I know he's affiliated to Eminem and D12. And I was like, no offense to those guys,
he's
but
miles ahead.
Obi Trice slaps.
He was crazy.
You know, and it's kind of crazy you say that, Obi Trice.
That was what I was listening to. Yeah.
I was always talking about like the lack of representation in the white space, and why it is important to have these kind of conversations, especially with two people of color or with two Africans, because not often you get to see such things, especially here in Norway. You know, and when you say when you were coming up, you were listening to Sum 41, I'm guessing, Linkin Park, you know,
Green Day.
Right.
A lot of dope stuff.
Those guys. And I think it's one of two things. I think it's either you're open-minded, you know what I mean? And especially when you have your roots with your one parent from Gambia, the other from Senegal.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of type of music going in the house.
Exactly.
Right?
It's a big contrast to what my parents was listening to.
Okay.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Like Linkin Park and punk stuff is way different from like Bala or like Baba Mal and Yusundur, right? So
No, but of
So-
course, like I said, it's the space you're in.
Yeah.
Right? Like when I was living in Nigeria, I was listening to, of course, a whole bunch of stuff. And then when I came here, I started listening to a band called Block Party from the UK. Like crazy. Like I don't know what happened, but I think the reason was because the lead band singer was Nigerian,
All right.
actually.
Dope.
So that was like, oh, okay. There's a black guy
Doing some rock
killing
music,
the guitar and some
yeah.
rock music. Okay, I fuck with that. You know, I want to see
That's
more of
dope.
that.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, what about school though? Like, what did you do in school? Did you feel like school didn't get you, or did you feel like I want to do this, but this is not really what I want to do?
No, I felt like school isn't for everyone.
Okay.
The way it's set up right now. The way it's set up, like everybody don't learn the same way. Everybody don't take in information the same way. So we have like one formula. Like when I was going to school, at least we had like, okay, this is what we're doing today, and then they start writing on the chalkboard.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't written it down and memorized it or whatever, too bad for you.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Right.
Next chapter. I felt like that's almost how it went when I remember back to it, when I reflect on it. But I feel like there could have been more like information about what is the next, like grade 10. I remember like grade 10, we was in grade 10, we was talking about what we're gonna do in videregående, like college.
Mm-hmm.
And I was clueless. I didn't know if I wanted to be an electrician, I wanted to be whatever. So, like the information that I got then didn't help me a lot. So I just chose allmennfag because allmennfag is like
Covers everything. Right.
everything, yeah. But at the same time, I was more, what can I say, tired of school. So I shouldn't have picked allmennfag. I should have picked something that's more easier to get through. And then I can take higher education either way. But then I chose allmennfag, dropped out, started again, dropped out again, and then started again, took up some lessons, and then finally finalized it. But it took like 6 years after, you know. And that's maybe because I didn't know what I wanted to be. You know?
Yeah, I mean, but like
the information that I got as a
Yeah.
student at that school, I mean, it was like I still don't know what I want to be. Can you like guideline me to what can lead me to what? Like what's the next step after if I pick this? If I pick this, what's the next step after this? You know? So if I knew that, okay, if you take 2 years with music or drama, you can still go to college because
it's
you
crazy
know,
they don't
I
give you
wasn't
that
even
information,
thinking
though.
about that.
Like the lack of information,
Yeah.
you know, in quote unquote higher education, you know, it's just something I never really understood.
Yeah, just like the
baffled me,
simple information, like put it. I guess they do it, but not everybody catches on to it. You know.
In my personal experience, it's where I tend to call it what you call a coded language.
Yeah.
It's a coded language because when I went to high school, videregående, in Oslo, I remember being in class and I was like the only black kid in that class. It was insane, you know. It was the same white kids everywhere, and like, no, you know, and somehow I felt like this is like a personal story now. So just to add on to what you said, I felt like everyone else in that room knew what was going on except me. I don't even know what I mean.
Like they got it, but you
yeah,
didn't get
like
it.
they already know like what to do and what to do not.
Yeah.
And in my in my first year, I remember I didn't really take the tests too seriously. The only thing I did pretty well in were mathematics and chemistry.
Yeah.
Which I went on to study chemistry afterwards.
That's dope.
It was mathematics and chemistry, and the reason those were great was because it was just numbers, or just it was
no
calculations
grammar.
and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah,
I didn't have to write anything, just
No,
solve
exactly.
the goddamn equation and all that.
Yeah.
And the other things I didn't take seriously. But you know what? Nobody told me. Actually, believe it or not, nobody told me that they were grading you according to, like, if you get a 3, there's like an average system type thing.
Yeah.
And so I didn't take it serious. I was like, whatever. So I got my report.
Important, so
It was
I'm really
crazy.
sick.
I got my report back, right, after the, it was like 2 terms, right? After the first term, I got my report back, and my average was, I'm never going to lie or anything, my average was like 3.5.
Yeah.
3.5 in average.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's horrible. And I
Yeah.
was like, yo, bro, I was like, what is this? Why do I have a 3.5? And then I spoke to one of my friends, his name is Jens, and I said, yo, what's going on? I did score a 6 there. They said, they grade you by the average. I'm like, shit, I swear to God, I did not
Yeah,
know.
then you wouldn't be chilling on the different tests.
Then I came back. I was like, okay, cool, now we know. Then I came
easy
back
test,
and said, then I'm hitting 5.6 in average, 5.7 in average, right? And it's like, just that information from this
simple information.
one
Simple,
person.
really simple information.
Not even from a
maybe
teacher.
they went through it, maybe, but you just wasn't really focusing at that point. But they never came back to it. That's my point.
Nah.
That like this, they show it, boom, this is what you got to do, da da da, and never again do you hear about it. That's like the problem I had with school. A lot of that, like information that just goes under the radar because of maybe they even said it in class, but you didn't hear it.
You didn't catch it.
You didn't catch it, and they never brought it up again. And that's like really important information that you need to continue your education, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think like that happens a lot. And even a lot of my friends, like a lot of us, our generation, we were born in 91, right? So a lot of us dropped out of high school, like videregående, and had to like take like extra classes later on just to get the GED together and stuff. A lot. even in like people that I know in my, not even my friends, like friends, but people that I know of that went to either my class or parallel class and stuff. We have like, I know about 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 people
Yo,
that never
insane.
like
That's an entire classroom.
finished. Yeah, that never finished, but all together, all of us together.
Yeah,
like,
no, I
from
know, I'm
different
just-
schools and different, yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's crazy, and that's, bro, I never really. It's crazy you brought this up because I never even thought about that like that, to be honest. But now that you say it, kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, like, if a young man goes to school and he drops out the first time, and he comes back again, and he drops out again, and he comes back again.
Yeah.
I mean, at what point do you say to this guy?
It wasn't
and say,
because I was bad at school. I wasn't bad at school.
"You smart motherfucker." I'm listening to your rhymes. I'm thinking this guy is not stupid at all.
Calculating.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean,
But-
God damn.
It's just like what I was saying, like everybody don't learn the same way. We don't learn the same way. So we have to like find a way to teach the new generations like how can we learn them stuff, teach them stuff with different methods. Like, for example, these people are really good at math, right? These people are not good at math. So let's find a way to show these people how to be at least decent in math. Instead of just showing what the math class is about. If you can hang with, you can hang with. If you can't, because people are different.
Absolutely,
And
100%.
smart is not one thing, So you can be good at math, but you're really bad at grammar.
Right,
And I'm
right.
really good at grammar, but I'm bad at math. So which one of us is the smartest?
And some people can be really smart, but they don't test well.
Exactly.
They sit down in front of questions to get this anxiety and like, shit, what am I going to do? And then all of a sudden you get these grade systems that say, this is who you are and this is what you're going to do. And the worst thing is, let's say you're going to go study medicine, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you're a smart person and you really love medicine, and you can't go there just because the grades tell you and say, no, sorry, you can't do it. But I got to say, do you think sometimes maybe you were affected by the absence of your father?
Maybe because of how I was feeling as well, of losing my father instead of him. He didn't like disappear or something like that. He died. So that's like a really hard thing to get over. And when you don't like, I don't know, in African households you don't talk as much. You don't talk as much about like feelings and stuff. So maybe that.
So you never really processed it.
No,
in the proper...
not immediately. So like, yeah, I don't know.
Could it be a reaction though? Like, just because I feel like arts is something that's there when everything else is not.
Yeah.
And
Exactly. So maybe that's how I processed it.
You know what I mean?
With my, not directly talking about what happened to me, but like how I'm feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same when I'm making music. People ask me sometimes why you choose the name Dorian's Grave or why is your music like this. The truth is,
it's a dark name.
It's a dark name. It's a dark ass name. And it's a dark ass name, and it was inspired by Oscar Wilde, who had written something called The Portrait of Dorian Gray.
And, I've
right. And that was a character that was a narcissist that wanted to live forever. And then when my mother died, that was when I realized that, like, obviously, you can't live forever, but you don't think about it, right?
No.
And then when she died, I realized, man, life does stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then I started to appreciate shit more.
Yeah.
And that's where, because I feel like every human being has a Dorian Gray inside of them, the narcissists. But you need something crazy to happen to shut that down.
Yeah.
And that's when you actually find Dorian's grave.
Yeah.
So that was the name I came up with.
That's dope.
And then I started writing or started making all this kind of music. And that for me, it was just because my mom passed. And when my mom passed like that, and my dad had passed before around the same time, actually.
Yeah.
Yours actually. And I was like, okay, this is crazy. How do you process this?
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah. That's a good way to process because you get to, it's a free space.
It's a free space.
It's a free space. So.
And I don't think anyone can judge you neither for what you write because your pen is your pen.
Yeah. It's like white piece of paper, and you paint on it. You can paint whatever you want.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing. So.
Absolutely. But okay, so now you're coming into the game. Now school isn't really working out. You're like, fuck this, I'm moving on. Okay, how did your aunts feel about this? Did they say, hey, Omar, you need to stay in school? Or did they just say, you know what, do whatever you want?
Yeah, of course, they was like, stay in school. So my mom had came back.
Oh,
like
she
the
came,
year
okay,
after my father passed. She came back, and then we moved from Loddefjord to Danmarksplass.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was always on me, always. Yeah, every day.
African mothers.
Yeah.
Oof.
She's still on me. Like, when are you going to get your degree? And I'm like, Mom, I'm getting money. What are you talking about? I'm working.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
crazy. Yeah.
But at some point, I'm sure she must have recognized that you had something, you had a talent, and you had to go for it. Or is she still?
Yeah, she's She's like, yeah, that's good that you're doing whatever you're doing, but get that degree, right? So I'm gonna get it for her. And myself, because I'm not gonna do only music for the rest of my life. So of course now that I even like started taking courses and stuff on the low, like internet courses and stuff.
Okay.
So preparing to do something with that.
That's dope, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy you actually say because a lot of people don't want to admit that shit,
No.
Because
everybody's not going to be done with education at the same time.
No.
So it's like a race also for a lot of people. Like, oh, did you just jump from college straight to university, or did you like take your time and think about what you're actually going to study before you take 500,000 kroners in loan, and then you have to pick a new subject, and then, you know what I'm saying? You're not even going to work in that field, maybe.
Nah, you're not. Nothing is granted.
So that's a lot of money just to throw out there.
Yeah, a couple of us are still paying back.
Yeah. but it all boils down to the way we was directed in 10th grade. Before videregående, before all that, that's where I think like it's really important. Like I say, the most important job in today's society is the high school counselor, like the rådgiver, because they are the ones that you go to figure out what am I going to do with my life, like basically.
I think some of them maybe even look. To be honest, I think there's some. I dare to say there's some hidden racism there. To be absolutely honest, I think some of these teachers, all of these counselors, they sit down there, and when they look at you, you're black, and you're the only black person there. They start ranging you according to statistics.
Yeah, some do.
You know what I mean? Not all of them. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But I would like to say a lot of them do that, and they feel like, chances that you're going to make it,
Yeah.
slim to none. So why bother?
Yeah, but that's like a really, really old way of thinking.
Welcome
I
to the
think.
world.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa. What are you thinking about? Like,
I mean,
have you been anywhere? Like,
no, I don't think they have, mate. I
Yeah?
think they just look at you and they just
that's
say,
weird. That's weird.
I mean, when you watch the television, I mean, this is where I talk about representation again. When you watch the television and you see all the United Nations and all these organizations, and you see pictures of kids
Yeah.
who I'm pretty sure nobody asked their permission.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And say, okay, hi, can you stand here and we take a picture of you to show that we're helping you? And you keep playing that over and over again on television.
It makes like it's a. What can I say? I don't know how to say it in English. My English is not that great.
You're doing good, man.
I'm still born in Norway and raised here. So. Yeah, it's like what can I say? Underbevissthet. Hvordan sier vi det?
Subconscious.
Subconscious, yeah. Subconsciously, it paints a picture of a certain type of people. You know, so that's why I think like music is really important and art, because of that subconscious picture that you have of these type of people. Like, for example, A$AP Rocky, Will Smith changed a lot of people's view on these type of people just because of they like those people.
What about prejudice?
Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. It changes like the prejudice feelings that one might have because of you've been watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I thought it was really funny. And I'm from where no black people are.
Right.
Right?
You see people who look like you on television, right? And you feel, you feel like now you can really become something.
And it even gives us confidence in a
Right.
place where we're the minority. Because I remember a lot of times when you see my hair like this, right? When I was growing up, when I had my hair like this, they was like, "Oh, du ligner på Will Smith," and they was like, "Yo, yeah, maybe I do, yeah." And give me like a big confidence. Yeah, I think he's cool. Yeah. And then we started talking from there, and they was like, "Oh, you're a really nice guy. Yeah, dope." But that might have been their first encounter with a black person, and they might have had some prejudice thinking about me, and they was like, "Yo, you're actually pretty cool." And I was like, "Yeah, man, you too." You know. So I think like that's a thing that can sway the public's opinion or prejudice thinkings a bit, like the way you was talking about the UN commercials and stuff, and the opposite of that would be like the entertainment industry and stuff.
Absolutely.
We see a lot of cool, good-looking, or like happy, funny, or just like free, regular people that's looking a certain way. That's not the way you see these people in the news or in other places. So.
But this has been going on for years, though, when you think about it, you know, even till today. So that's why I want to ask the next question is, so when because you're living in Danmarksplads, right, here in Bergen, and at the time, you're still in the space, there's still even though it's Danmark, it's still a white space, per se. So who inspired you, like, that said, okay, you know what, I am going to be the best rapper in this city or this city has ever seen?
I never looked at it like that. I
Okay.
never looked at it like becoming the best rapper in the city or anything like that. I just looked at it like, this is what I want to do. I want to reach as far as the greatest artists that I listen to.
Who was that?
People like Akon.
Like, oh,
Akon
shit, okay.
was a
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
really
yeah,
heavy influence on that, on like aspiring to become as immense as he was at the time. He was really big at the time as well.
Right.
Yeah.
He's
08,
still big,
yeah,
but in
it's
different ways.
Yeah, in a
now.
different way.
Different
way
ways.
different way. So, but at the time, he was like really in the music business, like doing every chorus on every genre.
He was the Nate Dogg of the time.
He was like on a Lady Gaga song, then he was on a Nate Dogg song. He was on a
P-Square.
Yeah, P-Square. Went from all the genres, and
Yeah.
that's like almost like what I'm trying to get to, though.
Right. That explains a lot, actually, because I can listen to your records. I listen to the plot, the EP you put out first, I think it's produced by Pacify.
Yeah,
or maybe some
Pacify. The whole EP,
the whole EP was Pacify.
Pacify
Right? Amazing production, by the
yeah,
way.
he's
amazing,
really dope. He's doing a lot of cool stuff right now too.
It
with
doesn't surprise me.
Norwegian artists, and all from Arif to Hakim and a lot of other.
If you guys haven't checked out the plot EP, please check it out. I remember listening to that.
Spotify.
Nah, listen, man.
Check it out on Spotify.
I'm all about showing love. I'm all about showing love to people who are trying to do something for themselves, because unfortunately for us, I do feel sometimes that we live in a society where people don't know how to support one another. You know, I don't know if it's envy. I don't know if it's competition.
Yeah, it's a.
I don't know what
mix
that
of
is.
all those things.
You know, and to me, that never really sat well with me, to be honest, because I always felt like if you can find what you're good at, what does it really matter what the other person...
Exactly. And that's why I never looked at it like, I want to be the best rapper in this city.
The best rapper you can be, maybe.
Yeah, the best I can be, because as long as I'm doing what I want to do and excelling in that, it doesn't matter what other people are doing or not doing, if you get what I'm saying. So
Absolutely.
I don't even have the space in my head to be jealous or look at another person's going forward or whatever.
I think a lot of people are struggling with that, and I think that lends credence to the idea of the struggle. You know what I mean? I feel we are all in each other's way.
Yeah, somehow.
We're in each other's way somehow, as opposed to moving together. And say, hey, what are you doing? Oh, cool. I'm gonna hype you up.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Okay, I'm doing this. Let's get together. Let's do our thing.
Maybe some people are not even looking at other people, what they're doing to even help them out, and that's okay too. But don't stand in people's way.
Don't stand in people's way.
At least just, all right, you're doing okay. Let me just keep going.
Right.
You know.
Right, because you come
that's
up.
a better way to
Absolutely.
to be, I think.
You make the plot. I listened to the plot. I was walking on Togolmanian. I remember where I was when I listened to that record. I remember that day.
That's dope.
No, it was a sunny day in Bergen. I was walking down Togolmanian, and I was listening to that record, and I called my friend Sarah, and I said, Sarah, have you listened to the plot by Black Hole? She's like, I'm going to check it out later.
Yeah.
Because me and Sarah usually meet once a week to have conversations on music.
Yeah.
So you were the topic, apparently.
Dope.
and then I sent her the link right away. I said, check this out. I met her that same evening. We sat down, and I said, what is this? You know, listen to this record. It's amazing. Complete from all 7 songs are bangers.
Dope. Thanks.
And then I listened to the plot, though. And then I had to write something down, which we're going to talk about for a second, if you don't mind. And it was, whether they want me or not, this is the crack in the pot. And of course, that's a metaphor for the raw, good music.
Yeah.
Spitting bars.
Dope music.
The dope music. This is that shit that gon' pop. This ain't that radio station all over the nation be spinning. I guess they forgot. Where's that coming from?
That's coming from me being in my bedroom with this guy right here. I'm like, yeah, pause. He's the king of pause and stuff. So
He's done it 2 times already.
He was like,
Pause.
Yeah. So we've been recording stuff, bedroom music, man. You know, young bros met at like, where did we even meet? Yeah. Evanger. He's from Evanger, so we used to record out there. Then he moved to the city, and we recorded in here as well. So at the time, we was like doing mixtapes. He was doing some mixtapes. I was doing some mixtapes. And then I met Pacify as well. He started producing for me. But all the records that we already had dropped was like popular among our circles of friends and extended friends. So, and we was like, yo, how do we get on the radio? How do we didn't know a lot. So we was doing everything on the fly. So I was just like, okay, everything that we dropped until this point has never been played on no radio, no nothing. we haven't been invited to a lot of festivals or concerts and nothing. So I was feeling frustrated as an artist just to get started, you know. So I made the plot basically to say how I'm feeling. Like, this is my standpoint and this is where I'm going. This is the train. Get with it or get lost. Like, that was the essence of the
So
the record.
it was a fuck you to radio, really?
Yeah, not only radio, but like the whole
System
thing
and
about entertainment
industry, yeah.
here in Norway. So it was basically like, this is what I'm doing. Here I am. And I know you guys have heard about me at that point, that type of feeling. Because I'd met a lot of people that was in the industry or whatnot, and nobody even like took me like 5 seconds just to tell me like, yo, if you want to get a song on the radio, you have to send like this email or like a presseskriv or something,
Yeah.
something.
That must have been annoying for you, though. I can imagine the frustration.
Yeah, but it's not, I don't know. It's like they're not obliged to tell the information, but for me, it's like when I see young artists now, 100% I'm gonna try to help, 110%, just because I want art to continue to grow here in Norway. Not even thinking about if he's gonna be more successful than me, or maybe he's gonna take a place that my friend has in that space. They make the same type of music. I don't know. I just see a young person want to do art. This is okay. You're doing a lot of things right, but you're missing like the corporate stuff maybe, or something like that. Like small information like that.
No, you're schooling them.
Yeah.
You're schooling them.
That was like what I was more frustrated about. Like, to find it was really hard to find out what to do.
Mate, I listened to that record back to back, and of course there are different nuances coming up again. And then you did a remix which you played early on, C. Ingenson, and which was that was
My guy Paul.
that was a song. That was one hell of a track, and you went ham on that shit, right?
Thank you.
And I listened to it though, and then you said, and I'm gonna curse a little bit. So ingen kan fucka med mig på engelska, right? Which means no one can that's my level of English, and maybe I can actually, but
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you know, but that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm like saying it so everybody that thinks they can't come outside. Let's play everybody. Let's have a get together and like get better and get tougher and get more spicy with the bars. Everyone gets better, I think, from that.
But in there lies a kind of a message to the industry, in my opinion. I said last time I was doing this episode, I said there's 250,000 people in Bergen, or maybe slightly more. How many percentage of that is making music at that level in English?
No, exactly.
It's not that many, mate.
No.
How many can you count? 10? You got 10 people coming out of a city with 250,000 people. Kingsley, who just walked into the room right now. What's up, buddy? Looking clean. We see you.
Big man.
we see him make an entrance. I mean, we got 10 people out of 250,000 people making music at your level in English.
Yeah.
Yet, it is difficult for them to acknowledge and say, hey, there's a guy called Blacko who actually could be Norges främsta, or Norway's #1 artist in terms of hip hop and English like that. I'm not even talking about myself. I don't give a shit about that. For me, it's like, okay, push the young man forward.
Yeah, let somebody get there at least.
Right, exactly. Let one person do it first, so that when other people see it, they can be like, oh, wow, that's inspiring. Now we can do it.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, what I realize is the reason this is not happening is as a result of a lack of accountability and plus ignorance. Why? Hip hop, it's a black culture, right?
Yeah.
If we listen to Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Obi Trice, Nas, all these artists, Eminem, even Eminem included.
Yeah.
What people forget is that these artists you're listening to are coming from a space where everyone in that crew understands the sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They probably went to the same church.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe they got the boy on the block over there doing
They
the
grew
same
up in the
thing.
same culture.
Same
Everyone,
culture.
yeah.
Everyone there. And that's why when you hear their sounds, it just sounds like everything makes sense. Right?
100%.
And then you send that music over here, and then people in Norway listen to it, and they're kind of like, oh, yeah, we vibe with this. Now, you make, right. And then it's like, oh, vi vet ikke.
Ja, vet ikke helt.
Jeg vet ikke.
And that was one of the main reasons that I made the See Ingenting in English and Norwegian.
All right.
Because that's what I'm saying, like, I'm saying, kunne gjort det, men det er alt for enkelt. Ikke noen her som matcher meg på engelsk. Kanskje få ikke med meg stikke under ned. Gå inn på alle som en BCG. Like, in Norwegian as well, I could do it, but I'm doing it in English, but it's still authentic and I'm still me. That's what I'm trying to say there. Like, actually, I'm saying the same things. If you're listening, just like you're listening to the English music that you're already listening to, this is also from Norway. And this is also really cool. Basically, that's what I'm saying there. So
I don't understand.
And actually, a lot of people started mixing like English and Norwegian in their lyrics now. So maybe it did something in the hip hop.
No, I mean, I think they should give you your credit, man, because you were to go on. You're actually affiliated with Steve Aoki.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell does that even happen?
Yeah, that happened just from. I mean, I moved to Oslo in 2016. So after a couple of years there, I encountered some difficulties with producer and getting beats and stuff like that. So I had to like buckle back, started writing songs as a songwriter.
Okay.
So that happened when I was it was like 2018. I think it was the first time. So I wrote some bridges and some top lines, like melodies and stuff, for like Alan Walker and his
Yeah, Alan
team.
Walker too, right?
So when they invited me there as a songwriter, I started getting like placements. So placements is when one of your lyrics or beats or whatever gets picked up by some artist or a label and they put it out. So that's a placements. So I got a couple of placements and then they invited me to try to do a rap on his album. And on the same beat he actually had made with Steve Aoki. So that's how that happened. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy. I was like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on here right now?
That's mad dope.
Yeah.
And then you opened for Skepta?
Yeah. Open for Skepta, had opened for The Game a couple of times as well. So we've done some things.
You come a long way in this game, but opening for Skepta when you were in the UK, what did you feel there in that space, as opposed to what you feel?
Now open up for him here in Oslo.
But I know you were in.
Yeah.
I know you were in the UK playing.
No.
And when you played in the UK,
Yeah.
in front of that crowd,
Yeah.
What kind of feeling did you have when you stood there?
The first thing was on my way to the venue, because when I came from the airport, we went to the hotel and then we went out on a bus. No. We played in London first, in London. So then we came from the airport, hotel, then to the venue. And then straight from the venue, we went in a tour bus, straight from London to Manchester. So on the bus from there, that's when I started like, whoa.
What's going on right now?
What's going on? And I was like, yeah, this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
I got to work. So it like motivated me a lot, because in the back of the bus it was like 2 screens, PlayStation, FIFA, and I'm a big FIFA fan. I was like, what? There's FIFA here? You can play? You know, Kingsley knows about my FIFA team.
Yeah. I saw a few stories on the Facebook and Instagram.
So we was playing like FIFA and stuff, and I was like, bro, this is crazy. We're having a show in London, and then we're driving in a tour bus, just like in the films or like
you see.
Yeah, documentaries or whatever the case. So I was like having a realization of like, this is really possible. It's weird that I'm even here, because I just wrote like a couple of bars here and there for some other people, and now I'm sitting here in the back of a bus on my way to Manchester. And I thought like the first time I would be in Manchester would be watching Manchester United at Old Trafford, you know. So that's my first time in Manchester, and I'm doing a show at, or I'm a part of a show at Albert Hall. Like that's like a really aesthetic place. So that was really, really amazing experience and motivating.
But do you feel underrated? To be absolutely honest right now, do you feel underrated? Especially when you're in Norway.
I feel like I haven't gotten the chance to be rated enough. That's what I feel. I feel like I haven't. I don't know if I'm underrated or overrated, but I don't feel like I even have had the chance to be rated by those who's rating.
We've seen lesser artists, no offense to artists or whatever. We've seen lesser artists in this country, in this space, who've been hyped the shit out of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm at least as good as a lot of people that has gotten the chance to be rated. That's what I feel. At least as good as a lot of people that's gotten the chance to play at all the things and everything without even having to lift 2 fingers. And I've had to like do everything on my own with my friends like Kingsley that helped me when I started out, like Galaxy.
I know Galaxy's been
helped me a lot
since the jump.
You know. So, and you see the same people here today as well, because that's how we always do it.
Right, that's how you know it.
Yeah.
Now imagine if there were more.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Imagine if there were even more. So
it
wouldn't be even just me. It would be like
25
of people like me, like Paul and all these guys. You know.
You need a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't. It's hard to do it on your own. And I remember when I was here, and I felt the same thing too when I started poetry. You know, and I was like, yo, I'm spitting bars here and there, whatever, and then you see all these things. But the difference was I approached this from a different perspective. I think everybody knows that. You know, for me, I did it the other way around. For me, it was, okay, go to school, get your shit together, you know what I mean, and then jump into art.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much what I did. And that's where, of course, I'm older, of course, which means you could take your time with it. But at the same time, I always said, I used to watch and observe. Like I said, I've been observing you. Not to sound creepy at all.
Yeah. I've been observing you in the shower.
I had Galaxy, Kingsley, of course, recently, Paul. And I always said to myself, like, all right, I'm going to take it upon myself and I'm going to start putting some shout out to these people. You know what I mean? There's one of my favorite writers of all time. His name is James Baldwin. And, you know, he said, the space in which I fit will not exist until I create it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
And I saw that quote, and I just ran with it. And I'm like, that's the quote. Because if they don't give you that space, you know, because we're waiting for someone to say, hey, man, come on, I think it's your turn to do this now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It might never happen.
Nah. So if people don't invite you to your table, what do I say? Just build your own goddamn table and then invite everybody that rejected.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the mindset I started going into it now. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's why I was like, yo, we got to get Black Hole on this. So have him speak his truth and say what he wants. We had Kingsley on. Hopefully we get Galaxy into something soon. Yeah. And I said, it's this kind of mindset, this togetherness mindset, because it's hard to fight these battles alone. In this space.
It's really hard. But I feel like it's getting better because you now have more diversity in the people that's sitting in, like, for example, radio and, for example, like all these award shows and stuff.
Well, are these people who know what they're doing? Or just people they just put there for the front?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Let's be honest.
It might be. We'll see.
It like looks good.
Yeah, it looks good right now. It looks good. It looks better because I was looking like at the jury people of Spelman for 2021, and I see like different type of names, and people that I know about, like, for example, hip hop genre and stuff. So it's exciting though.
Oh, it is exciting, but to be honest, I take it all with a pinch of salt. I'm not gonna lie. I do.
Exactly, because
I do.
It's always been
right. I mean, are you telling me that? I mean, of course, Black Lives Matter
Yeah.
You know, that created a movement.
Yeah, yeah.
People became more conscious, people became more woke.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But it is kind of sad that people who lived in Norway for a long time, you were born here, he's been here since he was a youngin', you know, how Norway does not say, hey, there's some other people here. Yes, they're not whites,
Yeah.
but they belong here as much as everybody else, and they're just as entitled as we are. You know, Spellerman Prison, for example, I can criticize them. Over the years, they've gone on nominating is the same colors all the time, the same kind of music, the same kind of sounds.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, hold on a second. Is this supposed to be like the Norwegian Grammys?
Are these the
or
only
something?
people that's making music in Norway? Like, are these the only guys and girls that's making?
Right.
Yeah.
And you turn on the television I put on TV2, and it's the same people.
Every
Again,
time.
I'm like, are you serious? How do you push a culture forwards if you keep bringing on the same goddamn people all the time? Are you
Yeah.
telling me that in a country with 5 million people, in Oslo where there's 1 million people, you can't look around you and say, hey,
Should be. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm 100% agree. 100%. But that's what I'm looking forward to see right now. From this year on forward, I'm looking forward to see like new
More
faces.
diversity, more faces.
more faces, more diversity, and just like I don't know. We'll see.
why did you move from Bergen?
Mostly because of the people I was working with at the time, like Pacify and stuff was there, and we was
In Oslo? Okay.
was in Oslo. Pacify, Fanny Musiamba, and the other people that was like doing English rap that I felt like was on the same way that I was going with with my music at the time. So I moved, and because of all the events that was happening there, people in the industry, you got meet and greets, and I felt like I was outside of the whole realm of the music industry or the entertainment business in Norway as a whole. So I moved to Oslo just to get faces and show face as well, and it helped a lot. It helped a lot.
I see you building. I see you
It
building.
helped a lot because then people actually got to meet me instead of just seeing me in a music video where I'm singing all this hard stuff, and it was like, oh man, this militant black guy. You know, it could be a little much for
Hannah Flink, huh?
for people here. For people here, so
It's a bit much.
when they actually meet me and see like, oh, he's just like all the other kids here. He's like really calm and stuff. So it helped a lot.
I think the wrong eyes were watching, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's just people who feel entitled. They go there, they have no idea what they're watching or what they're experiencing. And rather than just say, hey, we don't know what he's making, can we find someone who understands what he's doing?
For example,
It really is
I
not that
always
hard.
wondered about that actually.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, can you just hire someone who gets it?
Yeah, that's what I would think would be the right thing. Like,
Right.
If you really want like all these different artists to prosper from this country and out to the world, then you should like find the top like seeds and then find someone who can make it
An
inspire.
enforcer.
Yeah.
I never understood
If
it.
I was, for example, Universal Music in Norway or another company that's dealing with music here, I would always like look for the talent and then find someone or something that could connect with that to make it prosper. So
Man, I think you already prospered, man. To be honest,
we're on a working.
As you should be. I'm glad. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, we're never not working. We're always pushing for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of yours. I always told Kingsley, who's sitting here, I always said, yo, I think this guy is probably one of the only people I know who can actually hold his own on a microphone and just go for it with the bars. Because I'm listening, right?
Yeah, I know you're
You know-
always dissecting lyrics and stuff. We talked a lot about that before.
Oh, yeah,
That's how we got to know each other, actually.
That's actually true.
We was on Torgallmenningen one summer. I don't remember the first time we met.
Okay.
And I don't remember if you had your kid with you
Probably
or you didn't
did.
have kid yet. I remember that, but we was talking like for like 20 minutes. I think it was with Kingsley as well. So he introduced me to you, and then you started like, okay, you're the black, oh, da da da, I like your lyrics, da da da, and you started talking about your background with hip hop and stuff. So.
Now I'm a hip hop head, always been, but I always felt like hip hop suffers in the wrong space. Hip hop is an art form that was made because it was rejected. It took a long time before MTV even played it. You know, it took a long time. All they were seeing were pop
People
music.
forget about that, actually.
Right, it took a long time. It wasn't until, I think it was actually Fresh Prince, you know, because obviously...
He was the first rapper that won a Grammy, I think.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But ironically speaking, he was the first rapper that the white man liked, right? He was the opposite.
Why? Because of the Fresh Prince show that I was talking about earlier, which shows more layers to a person or a black person.
Yeah, true.
Than what you usually used to see.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, it was a watered down version of hip hop. At the same time, you had Nas, who's a poet. You know, you have Tupac Shakur coming up. You have Public Enemy on the rise.
Yeah.
You know, you have
Yeah,
KRS-One.
but all those guys are really militant, if you know what I'm saying.
In whose eyes?
In most people's eyes that are not black, you know, or that doesn't encounter a lot of people that look like that. You know.
Now, Beastie Boys, they were militants.
Yeah, I know.
They were white guys.
Yeah.
But nobody complained. Everyone
No,
loved
exactly,
them. It was
because
cute.
who's the owners of the industry? So
That's true. And that's true.
yeah.
What are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm actually working on something called I'm on a bilingual pack series. So it's like pack 1, pack 2, pack 3, and stuff. So I'm finishing up pack 2. Pack 1 is already out on Spotify on Omar Noir. So that's where I'm actually doing like all the different genres I do, all the different languages. You might hear something on Norwegian, in English, in French, African, whatever. So you can hear it there. And Afro beats, hip hop, rap, whatever the case, yeah. So like all the things that I do, if you're wondering what style Omar Noir does, you can just check bilingual packs. Okay. And then you'll get like the whole picture of what I
got an 8-hour trip to Oslo ahead of me, so yeah.
Yeah. So you can check out the pack 1 is out. I can send you like the pack 2 as well.
Just send it to me, man. I got 8 hours.
The pack 2 is even more nice, I think so. Yeah.
It's more nice?
It's more nice.
It's more nice. All right. Well, you know what, man? To be honest, it's great to have you out here, and I wanted for you to just talk about you and your stuff and what you do, and of course, see how I can add to that. I didn't want to talk too much about racism and all that because
but it's a part of our lives. I think as, us too, at least.
Right, us too.
Yeah.
We've all experienced it, and last week we talked a lot about that, and I always felt maybe sometimes, you know, let's talk about the artist, the creative, as a human being, as opposed to just being a black person, you know. And of course, you're going to encounter some things as a black person, unfortunately. Yeah. But this is the space we find ourselves in.
Yeah, but it's okay to talk about.
Oh, for sure.
That's the thing. That's the thing, because it will never like go forward or spark another way of seeing it if we don't talk about it freely. And it's no one should be uncomfortable. No one should. It's just like free space of talking about how someone experienced being here.
That's a good thing to say. I was speaking to my daughter's teacher, and I said, "Hey, does your school have anything in place just in case my daughter experiences something crazy?
Yeah,
you know, how do you solve that problem? You're all white teachers, as I can see. I don't know, maybe you're scared of hiring foreigners or something. I have no idea what's going on, which is so weird.
But you got to remember, in Norway, we're still in Norway. It's not so many colored people.
It's 2021, mate.
Yeah, it is. But some schools are not going to be higher. There's not going to be people of color working there, maybe. You know,
unfortunately, and that's really sad. I think it's really, really sad that we find ourselves in this space that claims to be international sometimes, and then you go to some spaces and it's the same faces all the time.
Yeah, but the important thing is like those faces that are there, whether they are black or white or whatever, that they are all with the what can I say, like that they're all aware of what we're talking about right now, and would be as firm on putting down the foot on
I hope so.
something like it.
I really
if they
hope
see
so.
it, like, no matter if they're white or, you know.
But the question is, how are they going to do it? You know, how does a white person explain to another white person and say, "Hey, you can't say that," and then the white person says, "Yeah, but that person looks different." I'm not trying to normalize it too much like that, because it's kind of dangerous at the same time too.
Yeah.
Because kids are kids and kids are great. They don't see color really, except someone else, an adult, maybe does something.
Can tell them,
Right.
I had like a cool story about that actually.
Okay.
1 week ago, I was at a carling shoot, and one of the ladies that was working there, she had like a story about her kids. So her kid like has a friend that's black, and she loves my hair. So she touched my hair and she was like, "Oh, you have the same hair as he has." And she was explaining that her son and his friend, his black friend, at school never, or they used to like say that, what it was like, they dressed up the same, and it was like, okay, now the teacher won't see any difference. So they was like, yeah, se här mamma, nu kommer läraren inte se forskjell på oss två. And she thought that was so beautiful, because they were like 6 or 7 years old. So that's true what you say about kids, that they don't recognize what we recognize until someone teaches that.
Someone teaches them and puts it in their mind and poisons their mind, and all of a sudden it becomes a thing.
Yeah.
And hopefully it never does. And hopefully we can lose a society that learns to accept, because I'm just praying and hoping that Norway, and especially Bergen City, moves forward from this. I've seen things, people who are smart, intelligent, you know, just because they don't look, I mean, of course they can be born here, and that's okay, and that's fair, but it's sad to see how excluded people become rather quickly.
Yeah.
And when they go into a space, and all of a sudden it comes code switching, right? To be accepted, you have to act like you're whites. You know, you have to do certain things in a white way so they would accept me.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, I'm here talking to you and I'm speaking freely, right? I'm cursing every now and then, even though I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But it's that beauty of that freedom of, like, we can be us.
Yeah.
As in, black people are loud. People say that, but then again, I'm saying, who is saying that really?
Yeah.
Whoever is saying that's been in the black space.
I still remember when every, like, 17th of May is my favorite day of the year here in Norway. It's always lit. And I remember I was always, like, in the class, I was one of those who always sang like the loudest. I knew the whole songs and everything, because lyrics come easy for me.
Shocker.
So yeah, so I was like always singing like the loudest, always most like happy almost. And then all of a sudden that changed over the years, because I always was people kept asking me like, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? So that always brought me more and more to myself and more away from being Norwegian, if you feel like, if you understand what I'm saying.
Wow.
So I was like, always felt like, this is where I'm from. This is where I'm from. All the way, I didn't even think about it until people started asking me all the time, where are you from? You know?
And then you were like thinking, damn.
Yeah, where am I from? Am I not from here? Oh, no. No, greit det. So I had to start thinking about it, you know, over the years, of course. And I have not actually even thought about that before now in this conversation. So
Nice. It's something to think about.
yeah,
Really. And I feel for people you were born here.
yeah.
You know, it must be a whole different. I wasn't, so I wouldn't really know exactly what
even
that
my
is.
eldest brother, that's 46 years old, was born here. You know, so that's like, how many are my kids also gonna be asked like where they from? Where are they kids? my grandkids gonna be asked like where they're from if their skin color is melanated, you know, because a white person could be from a lot of places, and that's not Norway, you know. But they will. A lot of times, you will not even think about where that person is from until maybe they open their mouth and you hear that they don't speak proper Norwegian, or
that is true.
You know,
that is true. That is true.
So that's like a really interesting thing. Who is more Norwegian, like me, or a person like me, or a white person from Russia or Czechoslovakia or something, you know, which is not Norwegian at all. So that's like a really interesting.
You should watch
really,
watch the last episode we had.
Yeah.
the last episode of this last episode. That question, where are you from?
Yeah.
It lasted for 1.5 hours. Intense conversation with the audience, and everybody went crazy. My guest went crazy. I almost lost my mind. and it went on like that. Of that question, where are you from? That identity, where do you connect to?
Yeah.
Norwegian sees someone who doesn't look white or anyway. The first is where you from?
Yeah.
You know, but like Anina said the last time, you don't ask a white person. If you see someone who's white, they can be from anywhere, but you don't ask that person where
are
you're from.
they from? Yeah.
Except if they have some distinctive features which you've learned over time, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, so it's an interesting. Oh man, I don't want to jump into it right now because I'm like, man.
No, we can talk about that all day. But
we can do that all day, every day.
But that's the importance, though, of this. It's just talking about it. No fucking filters, no nothing. Like, just talk about it. Yeah. Just talk about it.
It's tempting. Yeah. We addressed it last week, and actually, it gave me an idea where I really wanted to address that question on a different platform, because I felt like that question alone sparks a lot of reactions from people, and it'd be great to get the audience just go crazy on it.
Yeah.
To be honest, so I'm working on something for that.
You should have like a bigger crowd when you're going to talk about that, because that's a lot of people that can relate to. Exactly.
It's a nasty question, apparently. You know.
Yeah, but it's also normal, but it's also like really personal. If you ask me.
Oh, it's a nasty question in terms of what it can create.
Oh yeah.
You know, it creates this, like with me, people ask me where I'm from, I just say Nigeria straight up.
Yeah.
Even though I've lived here for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm from Nigeria. Ask me all day, every day, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But it's also impossible for me to think what a person who was born here.
Yeah. What if you look at your kids and where are they from? Are they from Nigeria as well?
That's where it makes things interesting. My kids are mixed.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but I always tell my kids all the time, even from now, I'm kind of coaching, which is kind of fucked up really, because I'm kind of coaching them. Like if somebody asks you where you're from, just say your dad is from Nigeria, your mom is from Norway. You know, save us the hassle, let's keep it moving type thing. Even though I shouldn't be.
But they are from here.
I know.
They didn't ask where your parents from. Where are you from?
I know. I'm just mentally preparing those kids, mate. You know, because I know, and no offense to Norway or anything, but I always felt like in this country, a lot of Norwegians tend to throw caution to the wind. And what that means is not respecting boundaries and which questions to ask. We live in a country where the social system is great, so a lot of people feel entitled.
Yeah.
You know, they feel like, that's why people don't say good morning.
Yeah, but that's why I say it's actually kind of personal to ask that.
Right.
You cannot just walk up to me and like, ask me where you're from. I'm not going to answer you. You don't know me like that, bro. You don't know me like that. Why are you asking? You know, then I start wondering, like, why are you asking? I get like defensive and stuff, and like, whoa, who are you? Why are you asking me that question?
All right.
Are you the police? What?
No, I'm just looking. No, man. You know what? It's super tempting to jump into that conversation, but I'm just gonna say we're not gonna jump into it.
We'll take it another time.
We'll take another time,
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter who I'm talking to. That topic is always I feel like that's a separate conversation somehow, because then we can have people come in and actually tell us what they feel about it.
Yeah.
And so, guys, are you guys ready for where you're from? Yeah. Skeptically with folded hands, just
Definitely
like.
tune in. We're going to tune in. All right.
That's what I'm trying to
He's
say.
ready.
That it's a topic for another day. But yo, listen, man, it was great to have you on, man, for real. And more power to your elbow.
Thank you for having me, bro.
More grease to your elbow.
Yeah, man.
I fuck with you. I love what you do. I know it's a difficult game to get through in the industry, but hopefully things open up. And I strongly believe you're just one of those guys for sure. I can see it on you. You got that.
Yeah. If
That
not, we
it.
would have quit a long time ago.
What do you say?
If not, we would have quit
Right.
a long time ago.
Nah,
We're still at it.
Like St. John said. St. John said, one of my favorite artists, he said, the things that we learn, you don't learn in the library, you know.
Yeah. Most definitely.
You know.
On
But
the
yo,
outside.
thanks, man. Yo, thanks everybody for watching Meeting of the Minds.
And thanks to everybody that came out. I thought it was going to be empty when I came.
No,
I was
why
like,
would you
there's
think
no people here. And then all
Why
of
would
a
you
sudden
think
we're
that?
here. So
No, we're
thank
different.
you guys for coming out.
We're all different.
Yes.
These are real people. Thanks everyone for watching Meeting of the Minds. It is appreciated. We're back actually next Friday with a guy called Osama Shihan from Syria, who actually rode a bicycle from Syria to Norway.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's resilience in a whole different level. Like, talk about determination. We're back here next Friday. Thanks for tuning in. Just follow us on Slam Poetry Bargain for more information on Instagram and all the platforms. More information will be coming there to you soonish. Have a great night. The world is opened up. 562 days have passed. Let's turn up. Have a good night.